Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. A number of my clients say that a core career goal of theirs is to become an expert at something. It matters less what it is, they just want to become a master at something. Well, here are some thoughts on how to make the most of three tools toward mastery: school, out-of-school learning, and practice. We'll start with school. Well, a case can be made for the liberal arts, for example, that it encourages connoisseurship of life, connoisseurship, if I could pronounce it, connoisseurship of life, enhancement of citizenship, and a liberal arts education may pay more attention to developing critical thinking than careerist education does. But here, we're talking about education as a tool for developing career mastery. With that goal, consider the following. When choosing a college, university program, or an individual professor, make career practicality a core requirement. Universities, especially the more prestigious ones, tend to prioritize theory over practice, and their professors may have little of the master practitioner's nuance. So, surprisingly, you may be more likely to become a master at your career by preferring a less august university, where more of your coursework is likely to be practical and taught by a master practitioner. At any university, carefully read the description of the major or program that you're considering. To what extent does the description emphasize theory versus practice? As you look at the bios of the program's core instructors and practicum supervisors, how many appear to be master practitioners? In each course you take, think, moment by moment, how the material could be applicable to becoming an expert at your career. For example, if you're being taught or are reading a statistical concept and your career goal is to be a psychotherapist, you might ask yourself, how might that be used to test out a psychotherapeutic modality? If you're assigned a paper or project, could you adapt it so it's a step toward your becoming an expert at your career? If not, consider asking the professor if you could do a different topic. Critically, in your practica, the fieldwork, internships, capstone projects, try to ensure that they and the supervisor are likely to aid your quest for mastery. To that end, often you have a choice between doing a capstone thesis or a project. Unless you're planning to become an academic, choose the project. Outside of school learning is what we'll talk about now. True, the term "be a lifelong learner" has become cliché, but it's a valid one. Fill in your life's interstices, that is, little spaces, with bits of practical learning. Read an article, watch a YouTube, ask a master a question, ask a master to watch you work, or watch them. Take a short online class taught by a master practitioner. Of course, choose highly rated classes, but look at the student comments to find those where high ratings are based on the class's practical utility, not necessarily its entertainment value. Ask the instructor questions. That's personalized education. Whatever the method, focus on just-in-time learning, what you're curious about or need to know now. You'll be more motivated to learn it and more likely to remember it down the road. It's also a chunk rather than some big massive amount of learning. Learn what you want to know or need to know at that moment. In looking for a job, prioritize getting to work with and be supervised by master practitioners, especially those with a penchant for mentoring. How do you determine that? Well, it's appropriate in the job interviews to ask a potential boss a question like, "Every boss is different. What would it be like for me to work for you?" If that boss is mentoring oriented, he or she will likely say so. Asking the question more directly, like, "Would you be mentoring me?" encourages the person to say yes, even if that's not so likely. And finally, let's take a look at making the most of practice. Despite getting all the good education and training, becoming an expert, almost by definition, requires time, the time to practice. Well, the time to mastery can be accelerated by searching out feedback. Ask respected people, bosses, co-workers, customers, clients, for candid feedback. Wording your request well can make you admirable rather than appear insecure. For example, you might say this to your boss: "Like all of us, I'm trying to be ever better at what I do. I know we have annual performance reviews, but ongoing, I'd encourage you to offer me suggestions." Of course, the people offering suggestions are mere consiglieri. You're the Don. Consider their input, but accept and adopt only what you believe wise. Those tips should help you become expert. And becoming an expert is among the most legitimate bases for self-confidence and high self-esteem, as well as for making a difference. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.